Welcome to Daggers and Shadow Daddies.
We're your hosts, Ryan and Adriana. Close your legs and open your book. Let's get to reading.
Warning, this podcast contains explicit content.
It's about to get nasty.
It's all vibes and no facts.
Let's get to spoiling.
Wait, no, these are spoiler-free episodes.
Not the way I do it. Dirty Diana.
I like that song. I never heard of it until you pointed it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big Michael Jackson song.
I've listened to it a lot now. I don't have like 8.
8. I listened to it 8. It's a straight-up banger.
I want to start this one off asking about your thoughts and opinions on Dianna and Samkiel. Have your opinions or feelings towards them changed now that we're this far into the series?
Yeah, probably not in a way that's super satisfying for you.
Oh, how so?
They kind of neutered Samkiel by introducing so many powerful people.
He's not as strong as I thought he would be.
Or is it power creep from everything else? Still so much more powerful than the other Celestials.
I think we're being set up for what we learned from Logan and Nevera, that when you bond and you have the soul bond, your powers cross over to each other or something like that. And that's how them as a couple is the ultimate.
You share them like an STD. Like now we've both got power aids. It's got what plants crave.
No.
Power aids.
But I feel like that's what they're setting us up for. Is there someone more powerful than Kaden and Samkiel? And the only way to defeat him is Dianna and Samkiel joining forces.
And Kaden. The triangle.
Do you think Samkiel is more powerful than Kaden?
Dude, I'm really wondering now. Honestly. I think so. Because I think part of what has neutered Samkiel is he's not looking to destroy the world. He's really looking to destroy an individual when he's fighting these people. So it's not like an all-out, let me just obliterate this whole place.
I was thinking that maybe Kaden is more skilled, more trained than Samkiel.
Yeah, he's more ancient.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm left to believe that whatever Kaden's boss is, first of all, we need to get into that. I don't know where exactly we left off.
I guess I didn't think Kaden was more badass than Samkiel, that Kaden is just a pawn by somebody way more badass than all of the gods.
So far. I think it's another god. Just drawing parallels. It would be the Greek mythology thing that we've kind of addressed here and there. Because there are plot points in this book that kind of line up with that. How did Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon gain their power, basically?
I don't know.
Zeus overthrew his father. And Zeus's dad was, I'm going to fuck up his name. I'm not going to be able to say it. And if I do, I'll confuse it with another one. But he was a Titan. So the Titans were these big, scary, overpowering beasts that the gods could not kill. So what did they do with them?
They put him under the mountain or something like that. And I only know something like that because of the 90s Hercules cartoon.
Properly named Hercules. Because again, I've hammered this out. It should be Heracles, but we won't get into all that.
Okay.
Anyway.
If you say so.
Technically speaking. And feel free to correct me on this. Anybody listening, I don't know all that much about anything. I know just enough to be dangerous.
But where are you going at connecting the Titans to Samkiel and Kaden?
I think that's what broke him out. His dad imprisoned all of these beings. Not just his dad, but other old gods. And they then were like, we're the creators of everything. We are the power that runs the whole unit. That was the Titans. It's the same story. Zeus decided to rule over the earth and sky. And Poseidon gets the ocean. Hades gets the underworld.
Did Kaden release them?
No. Whoever Kaden's boss is, I think, did.
I thought Kaden's boss was trapped. Did Kaden release him?
No, not yet. That's why he's got to murder Samkiel.
I'm so confused now. How did King of King Gods...
We'll call him a Titan for the time being. Okay. Because they also decided to have a fate in this story, which is very Greek.
Okay, so we have a Titan that is trapped somewhere. What we got from chapter 33, the chapter I didn't read last time. You were absolutely right. I should have read that.
No, it's okay. I went too far. We learned that too. I need to apologize to everybody. I did get too far in this story. I think I made it to 35.
Yeah, you went way ahead. You knew things that you shouldn't have known.
I didn't mean to, but this is the second time I've done this in just this series. I have a problem.
But back to the Titan. He's trapped somewhere. He's relying on Kaden to get him out. They've had to put this off by like 1,000 years. So how could he, wherever he is and needs Kaden to release him, get all of these beings out of prison?
I'm seeing it as he's so powerful that his power still can have effects outside of where he is. Like, Riorson felt the cry that Dianna
had
when they killed Gabby. Even Riorson shook. I think it's a similar thing where Kaden is a vassal of this super powerful Titan dude. And I do think Kaden is also super powerful. So when Tobias is fighting Samkiel and all these people, he's not afraid. He's up in their grill. He's like, I will fucking kill you too. I'm a king of Xaden. I'm the man. When Kaden gets pissed at him, he's like, don't fucking forget your place, homie. I will beat the shit out of you. And he ducks down a little bit. Kowtows a little to him.
Yeah.
So that does make me believe it's whatever's going on with Kaden. Kaden is a beast.
And the fact that Kaden now cowers to another?
I think that's why the chapter we ended on was the perfect chapter.
That 61?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were calling me out on the last one we ended on.
No, on this one, I think it was a perfect chapter to end on because it ends with Samkiel being like, whatever it is so powerful that all of these creatures that we couldn't kill are under its control.
Yeah.
Scary business.
But I think it's leading into some of the dark secrets of his dad. And that's where the fate, Reggie, was like, oh, yeah, there's stuff you don't know. And we're not getting into it.
Have you watched some Comedy Bang Bang or anything to see more of Reggie Watts?
I understood nothing of what that phrase was.
Okay. All right. So there's Scott Aukerman came up with a show called Comedy Bang Bang. I listened to a different podcast they do called Freedom. We're going to plug that for just a second.
Oh, I know Freedom.
I love Freedom so much. Comedy Bang Bang, show created by Scott Aukerman, and I believe a partner of his.
Is there somebody named Reggie on this group?
Yeah, well, so their musical guy was Reggie Watts. And we went over this, remember? And I got him confused with Questlove for a minute.
Oh my God, yeah.
But every time you say Reggie, I just picture Reggie Watts and his awesome hair and his sweet keyboard.
On the topic of Reggie, Dianna is like, I'm just going to rename you Reggie. And she proceeds to never call him Reggie again. I understand.
She calls him Reggie to his face.
Does she?
Yep.
I only heard it one time, and it's when she was renaming him.
No. Even when she discusses Reggie with Samkiel, she calls him Reggie, and then it's right back to Rockerum from there. And when you say Reggie, we think Reggie Watts. When you say Rockerum, we think Run DMC. He spent some time in Rock Around, okay? I know it's not the same name, but it sounds very similar. We do. What about you? Has your view... Oh, sorry, and my view on Dianna. I don't know, man. The way Dianna deals with loss, not healthy. She went on a murder spree, and there will be almost no consequences for it all. Can you imagine if justice is actually served?
Like justice is served for Dianna, or...
Well, justice is served for the people Dianna chose to murder.
Well, they weren't good guys. She never killed any good people.
I don't think we can endorse vigilante justice.
We watch Batman all the time.
No, we don't. But that's a great point. But we don't do that.
Oh, you don't just watch Batman in your free time like me?
No, sorry. I will. I'll start. Which one? Are we a Christopher Nolan fan? Oh, is it the cartoons?
I wasn't prepared for this.
Here's the funny thing. I think Christopher Nolan's the one that did The Dark Knight.
I don't know actor names, people names. You've listed 6.
Christopher Nolan would be the director, not the actor in it.
I didn't even know.
Christian Bale was the actor.
You're good with names. I'm not even good with the names in the current book we're reading.
Baby, we're a book and a half into it and I still struggle.
I don't know the locations. I think I now have a good idea of Riorson. That is a place that was destroyed long ago.
And is now rebuilt, kind of.
Only the palace, and that was built for Dianna. We have Xaden. Is that the name of the location? And they are the kings of Xaden?
Yeah, I think so. Xaden is like a parallel place.
And that is where the prison is at. that everyone escaped?
Yeah. I think Xaden's like a pocket dimension now. I don't quite grasp Xaden. It's hell, I think. They bring up it smells like sulfur.
We have one more realm, and that's where I think Dianna has been at and where they went partying.
It's basically Earth.
Yeah.
Which I can't now remember the name of it.
It's something with an A.
Wow.
But I'm terrible with this.
Yeah, see, we're 2.5 books into it, and I don't fucking know. Did your feelings on Samkiel and Dianna change?
Oh, yes. I think we get a completely different couple going through so much more. I have a lot of empathy for Dianna. I think she deserves the world. I think she deserves...
what she got. No, I'm just teasing.
No, like, I think she deserves the love that she craves and all of these things, right? Everything that past her really wanted, I think she absolutely deserves it. I don't know if I feel like Samkiel is meeting what she deserves.
It might take him some time.
He's very possessive, which is nice, but it's almost like in a selfish way sometimes. The way he words things, it's like, you're close, you're almost there, just make it less about you and more about her.
To be fair, I do believe possessiveness is always selfish.
And in that aspect, he's honest, I guess.
Yeah, he's not a liar when he's not lying to her, just to piss her off and make sure that she still has love in her heart or whatever the fuck he's doing.
And we are 2/3 of the way through this book, and we still haven't come back to that, where she calls him out for what he said about Imogen. And it's been months and months since that moment. I like Samkiel, but I think I kind of like Liam a little better.
That's fair. I enjoy Dianna in the first book more, as a human being.
I like Dianna more in this book.
I like her character being more powerful in this book.
Her rage, her feeling her feelings, and destruction all around, I am enjoying it.
With no consequence.
None.
The world is her rage room.
Yeah, there's no consequence because who the fuck is going to stop her?
Well, it could have been the God King guy, but he's a little smit.
And I think that you're right about Vincent because of what you just said. Because Samkiel is so smitten over Dianna, everybody is team Samkiel until I guess I don't know where I'm trying to go with it other than Vincent is just like, I'm not on board with what direction we're going with dealing with Dianna.
Yeah, he wants justice. He's like, we cannot just allow her to go out on these big murder parties because she's your girlfriend. Well, yeah, that's it. So far there's been zero consequence, which is okay. I think that's kind of the point of this being fantasy. I'm just imagining, like, in a court of law.
And in Imogen, we don't get much of her right now. The last time that Imogen dealt with Dianna was her heart being shredded or something to that effect of being nearly murdered. And Imogen is totally fine with this woman sleeping in the same home as her?
Yeah, I don't think it's an option.
Well, no, it's not an option. That just really shows her loyalty to Samkiel. I understand now. I really like that we got Nevera and Logan's POV, how Logan now is supportive of their relationship. Nevera has no clue what Dianna has really done. She knows the Dianna that Gabby told her about and the Dianna that showed up and saved her and the choices that she made. And some of the things that Nevera was saying to Dianna were like, you're all of these things. And, you know, in this current situation, Dianna was being that person that Gabby saw her as. But I'm like, oh, Nevera, you don't actually know all that she's done.
That's true. What I would like to say to this, and I think this is just a great rule of thumb, and you're doing it better than I am here. Remembering that we're observing somebody's actions. We're also getting a hint of their emotions and stuff, what's going on with it. We don't have all of the backstory, but the way that you are instantly like, I appreciate the rage that she's able to express.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Something I have a difficult time with it, and something Nevera brings up is, you are Gabby's sister. We loved Gabby. We heard about you and your character in moments that weren't this. And that's part of what informs her of who Dianna is. And I think that's really lovely. It's like meeting somebody who cut you off in traffic and you want to get out and beat their ass. That's somebody's kid. Like, they're not just the asshole that cut you off in traffic. Maybe they're somebody's dad or somebody's brother, and they're having a shit day, and they made a shitty momentary decision, which is kind of what Dianna did when she murdered all of those people. But she's like, you're not just the sum of those things, you're also the sum of the 1,000 things you did before that.
Well, Nevera is saying those things as if the bad thing that Dianna wants to do is just go after Kaden in that moment. From Nevera's POV, she's been trapped this entire time. Zero clue what Diana's been doing. And talking to her just like, oh, like, you can make this is what friends do, this is this. And it was all great stuff. I'm just a little in shock that
Nevera's so accepting.
Now that she's back and has spent some time to really hear what Dianna has done, Nevera and Imogen would logically be close together, and Imogen be like, yeah, she did this to me, but it was for the greater good. Samkiel gave her a kiss, told her this. Just like...
She was manipulated. This is where I think Imogen and Nevera have the right idea. Again, I did not while listening to it, but now that I'm reflecting, Nevera got to experience the manipulation and the torture that Kaden provided. She can imagine and empathize with what her life was with Kaden. So now that she's away from that, Nevera is offering her this support. Be like, yeah, you know what? You went on this whole murderous tirade. I've been there for a few weeks, and this is what it did to me. Dealing with this evil motherfucker for 1,000 years had to be hell.
Maybe changing the perspective to Nevera is loyal to Gabby, and therefore she will do anything to help Dianna because of her loyalty to Gabby.
Nevera is also loyal to Samkiel.
Yeah, I think between Samkiel and Gabby, that would make sense to put in all that energy into Dianna after they got back, because it still seems like Nevera is supportive by this point in the book.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, when we get to the chapter where the action really starts happening, we haven't even got there yet.
No, we haven't even started on the chapters yet.
Let's start in the chapters and let's work our way into it.
Chapter 33, Kaden's POV. So much happened. I only have a single chapter of notes on this one. We find out that Kaden works for some king, and we don't even learn that much after we get to the end of these chapters. They need iron for the weapons, and Dianna is to be sacrificed to open the realms back up. And Kaden is trying to negotiate keeping her by saying, well, what if we just keep the Igmorth inside of her and we just kill off that other part? Like, we can still keep her. And it was such a confusing set of feelings with Kaden. He's just as delusional as Samkiel in some ways.
He fucking loves her.
He does. And it's not that I think it's healthy. He's a terrible person, terrible man. But in his twisted way, he does love her. And I think he thinks everything he did was for her betterment. Cheating on her made her stronger, helped them get to their mission for this one day. Like that little split moment that Samkiel fell off his pedestal making that comment, right? That's what Kaden's been doing for centuries, but for the same purpose of, well, it's okay because in the end, I'm going to prove to you that I love you and that this was all worth it and it's going to be okay. Like they are different, but it was almost this.
The motivation is similar.
Yeah.
So I did not take it that way.
Please share with me what you think, because I'm just stumbling over my thoughts and I don't know what to think of Kaden right now.
I believe that the plan initially, when he turned her, was like, hey, at some point she's going to be a useful tool for us. He falls in love with her. He realizes that makes him weak, as well as her. Then he sees that he's becoming too attached, so he tries to separate their feelings, which I do think was selfish. When he's like, I started cheating on her openly to preserve what we had, basically, before it got too deep. Now he's starting to realize that he loves Dianna. He's like, hey, they're like, you're not asking me to keep her. He's like, well, maybe we just keep the Igmorth in half. I think they love different parts of Dianna. I don't think they love the same person.
I think Samkiel does love all of Dianna.
Yes.
Every piece of her. And he's bringing out that past version of her, which was such an incredible, heartbreaking moment to see that she did open up and was vulnerable in the past for another man, that she did go through this fun, flirty, courting, and just the Dianna that we knew in the last book, and that it was such a big deal that she did it again, and that it makes last book a lot more painful, and why I started this whole episode saying Diana deserves nothing but the best.
Kaden's feelings are complicated toward Diana. Whoever he answers to is scary and imposing, and it's awesome. Because Kaden's still a great villain at this point. They have not watered him down.
No, but they made him more human, and it was weird. It's not that I sympathize for him.
He has depth.
Yes, but it was also just odd seeing the situation that Diana is in. I got to better understand why she stuck around so long putting up with Kaden and sleeping with him, because she did fall for him. He did check it and shut that down, but at the same time, she's always had this craving for more, and oh my God, I love Diana, and I don't know if I like anybody else in this book.
You wound me.
I love her so much more than every single character in this.
So far, Logan's my favorite character. Logan has been nothing but perfect through this entire thing to everybody.
That's a great point. He's warmed up on me, especially at the end.
He's warmed up on you?
Yeah, I got to know more about him. Well, yeah, shut up. I don't know what you're saying.
He's warmed up on me. Ooh la la.
I like him a lot more
Get
now.
over your lug nut.
Shut up. We're not going to get far enough into this.
It's all right.
So Diana needs to be sacrificed. Kaden wants to keep her. He failed once at something, and now they are trying to do it again 1,000 years later.
I think he was supposed to sacrifice Diana when he first met her. That's my guess. Because she was a child then, and she's 1,000 years old now. Timelines.
Then why didn't this Titan guy give him more shit about wanting to keep Diana? Or was that when he brought it up? He's like, oh, really? We're going to try keeping her? Well, as long as you don't fail again and we have to wait another 1,000 years.
My guess is maybe Diana died and was resurrected, and she was supposed to be sacrificed the first time, and that's why Samkiel's like, my one true love is dead. No, maybe she actually did die and she was resurrected. We don't know.
That's a great point.
And maybe it took 1,000 years for her to reach, sacrificing age again, where her blood was, I don't know, she achieved enough white blood cells.
I thought the 1,000-year wait was there is some party that they have to wait for. And I thought maybe that comes every 1,000 years.
You're
Probably
right.
when all the stars line up.
Probably an astrological thing. God
Yeah.
damn it. Good call.
That's what I thought, because I think there's some party going on. Kaden has a memory of her post-power and him training her, and he feared her. That was amazing, and I think that was a nice, subtle way of giving us the power difference between Kaden and Diana, that Diana is stronger than Kaden, but he's convinced her she's not.
Could we look at this from the angle of she has potential to be stronger? Because I think that's really what he was afraid of. I don't think in that moment he was worried that she was going to murder him. It was, she could get to the point where she could murder me. And I think when we look at strength as just an objective flat line in these books, it's almost always a mistake, right? These people grow and sometimes they atrophy. Like your strength as a human being, even.
Oh, even what we're getting right now where she has her powers locked away.
Sure. And the power can grow, the power can change, right? As she feeds, she becomes more powerful. Also, as she allows access to certain things. And if she is indeed, which we're going to touch on, AZREAL's daughter, which is my fucking guess still.
And he shows up, but right before we get to that, Tobias says to Kaden that Diana isn't his. And in the moment, I took that to mean her soul, we already know, she's actually bonded to someone else. So you can love her all you want, but she's actually meant for somebody else.
I believe he's saying, she's not yours. She's a tool for the purpose of us bringing back this guy.
Oh, I thought it was meaning like she's so...
Kyle's soulmate.
Yeah, like they already knew that is his bonded person.
Then that totally could be. I did not take it that way, but that would be cool.
Then we have the chapter ending with Kaden having her catch him cheating on her in order to squash the feelings that they have for each other.
Do you think he was crying while he received the blowjob? He's like, this is not what I want, but it's what I must do.
Was there a moment where he actually finished? Because I thought there was this little detail that I didn't feel like going back. I just want to ask you. Does he say that he finished on the side of the bed and then he ran out after her? Like there was something about finishing?
I don't know. No, I'm just imagining it's a lava splooge.
I think he said something about spilling something at the end and then he put his pants on.
I don't like the term spilling.
Spilled his seed.
Yeah, I don't understand that term, and I think maybe I'm doing it wrong. Spilling doesn't seem to be what's happening.
It makes it kind of seem accidental. Like, oh no, it's everywhere.
Well, and it makes it seem like it's sort of like, oops, I turned too close to the sun and it just spilled out. That's never been, what sort of, I don't know. It seems like if you're going to take all of the time and effort and fun into the process, it involves you eventually ejaculating.
Whoa, that was so forward.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're listening to this book, it's way more forward. We found out what Dianna does when
But if somebody said that I dribbled ejaculate,
Ugh.
right, you'd be like, wow, that person comes with no excitement.
Yeah.
Like, it spilled from me. What? Why? Why does it spill? No, it careened from me. That would be the term I would use. Like, get out of the way, it's coming. People are dodging it. It's like the Matrix. They have to get into bullet time to avoid losing an eye. Like,
no.
And this would be if I had my super cool bionic penis.
No.
Sorry, regular penis. I still love you too.
No.
I'm just saying, be ready. We're going to have to.
No.
Well, if it happens, you need to be prepared. Because I don't know what kind of pressure we're going to run that thing at, but it's going to be crazy.
There's no bionic penis.
Have you ever heard of ejaculate just... Bleh. It feels like it would make the noise like just a sploosh, like you're stepping on something wet.
I think it's a way to dance this line of there's excitement and that there's also restraint of like the woman was able to like, oh no, I didn't do it. I don't really know where I'm going. But I know in porn that moment for male porn stars is a really big deal and that it is an act that they practice for the camera shot.
Adri, I mean this so kindly. As a guy who was once a teenage boy, we all practiced, okay? And it didn't make perfect, but it made okay. Like, I practiced ejaculating with no enthusiasm.
There is technique in the porn industry.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not just in the porn industry, like in general, right? I don't know anybody that's like out there, throwing rope and trying to see how far it went or anything. I think that would be a hilarious challenge.
No.
That would be so funny. But I think
these books get into this performance also.
I think you're 100% right. My question is to you. If you had a partner, not me, a partner prior to me who had cheated on you, and they're like, well, I came, but with no enthusiasm. Does that make it better for you?
That might have been kind of the purpose behind it. Wow, you really dissected this into... You did. That there was verbiage to imply that he felt some guilt over... Like, this was a big moment for him also. Not only was it a big moment for Dianna catching him, like, he's... very pathetic in his little like, it was
I came, but it was a mechanical response.
Yeah, he did kind of downplay, not maybe downplay. There was verbiage to imply that it hurt him some. Like, I don't pity him, but in his own warped little mind, it hurt him too.
Yeah.
There we go. I got the words out. I was really struggling trying to form my thoughts.
Oh, me too, trust me. This is a wild moment. I don't even know if this happened. I don't remember this happening, but I believe you. I kind of quit listening to this at a certain point where I'm like, oh, we're getting into a woe's me. How did I distance myself? The only way to really do it was to show her that I'm fucking other people. And it's like, there are other ways. You could have done this any number of other ways. You've been like, hey, I really like you. It's going to be a problem for me. I'd like to not like you as much.
Let's see other people and quit.
I want this to be casual. And then it's like, but that would hurt her feelings. Well, do you think her walking in on you while you're gumming on some poor person didn't hurt her feelings? I think there were other ways to accomplish this goal. The way that he did it happened to be the one where he also got to come. So
we're just going to move forward that's how it happened.
In my mind, he's like, how do I not quite break up with her but still get to come and upset her? Well, come here, Marguerite. I'm assuming it was a woman. It could have been a man. Or did it specifically say it was another
I think
woman?
specifically a woman. Yeah. So yeah, that scene happened.
It did.
And I think it was all a retelling moment to AZREAL, where he's just like, and that's how this all came to be.
Wait, you believe
AZREAL.
he's speaking to AZREAL in this moment?
Well, how did we learn that AZREAL's in the room talking to Kaden?
I don't believe AZREAL was in the room, was he? Oh,
The end of chapter 33 is AZREAL. He's in the room with Kaden.
Oh my god. I'm a dummy. I can't believe I missed that.
We're going to pause for just a moment to fact check myself, because that is such a huge thing for us to be on different pages about.
Like Samkiel's massive wiener.
We just need to meddle a little more with that spell for it to work. Don't you agree, AZREAL?
2 things to address. Number 1, he never came.
He didn't come. We just talked about Kaden coming for how long, and he never did. He didn't actually finish. I think he just pulled out and pulled his pants on and ran after her.
My favorite part of this is that you then chose to use the word spilled.
I don't know where I got it from.
It's come dribbled slowly from his nearly flaccid penis.
I don't know where I got that from at all. I'm so embarrassed that this stuff happens kind of often, that I think I just am listening to a book and then I start thinking on this little trail of like, did he? And then I just add it into, well, that happened, into the book, and I'm just sorry.
You're
sorry
so
when
creative.
I do it.
Because again, I've never heard come described as spilling.
I wonder if it comes from Severance. Oh my God, I bet that's what it was. I'm listening to the book and I bunny trail in my head, in my own little world of, did he finish? And then I think of Severance, because it was so funny when they were like, he spilled his seed. And that I'm thinking about spilling seed. And then when I get back into the book, I'm like, oh yeah. And now that's just how it happened in the book.
Hilarious. Also disgusting. We've been over this. If you're going to ejaculate, do it enthusiastically. Your apathetic cum will get you nowhere in life.
Let's get into the second part. I was right about one of these things.
Right. I forgot about this because in the moment I'm like, oh shit, he's being mind controlled. He's clearly, his hands are tied behind his back.
Who is?
AZREAL.
Yeah.
He is a prisoner. And I forgot all about it.
And that's all we get. We don't know anything other than he's with Kaden.
Yeah. So her dad has been captured. Come on.
It sounds like it. I think
you
you're
agree
right.
that it's her dad.
I think you're right that that's her dad. Chapter 34 to 36. It's Logan's POV. He's talking to Vincent about Dianna. Vincent doesn't like Dianna, but Logan proves to him otherwise.
Did we talk about 32?
In the last book, 32 was more Dianna was still tied up and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't think... Did we discuss 32 in the last episode?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not a lot happened.
Well, she made fun of those two for...
Yeah, we did talk
crushing on
about
each
that.
other. Okay.
Yeah, and that's where you supposedly knew that they had a crush on each other before this.
No, hold on. I said, I'm pretty sure they talked about it, and I was 100% confused on where this had come up, and then you're like, no, they didn't say that. And I'm like, wow, I must have fucked something up, because they do.
Because it's in these chapters that it's more blatant and obvious and in our face,
No,
which you
100%.
did listen to in advance.
I listened up through 33.
No, you went all the way.
Well, okay. I thought I listened up through 33. I think I actually was off and on up through 35.
Yes.
You can see how this happens. We get in the car and it just starts playing.
It's hard to stop listening.
Well, no, more so if my radio is not turned up in the vehicle, I don't know what's playing. So then I get out of the truck and I hit the button on my headphones and it starts playing again. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like I miss things that happen. So then it seems like it's just where it went.
You're not a victim to this.
I'm a victim. Ryan, you little victim. My bad.
But Logan is trying to convince Vincent otherwise about Dianna. He's just kind of saying she is amazing. I don't know really what happened in this scene.
He's experienced love, and Samkiel also is in love, and he loves love. He loves to see his buddy in love. He's like, you're going to have what I have. He's excited for him. Because that's the way homies are about things.
And in this chapter, I thought Vincent was convinced. I don't think that's the case later. But as they're talking, there's these two creatures, these shadowy things. They turn and look at them. And the last thing that they remember, it's just dark. And they're the Dream Eaters. Then we go into Cameron's POV. Dianna calls them out for having a thing for each other. I love these little sidelines of getting to learn about these characters. And this is the second time that we get more depth in our gay characters in a second book. And I wonder if that's intentional.
Well, do bear in mind, too, they're not gay. Well, the one is mostly gay.
I think someone is openly gay who has a male partner. I don't remember who.
I think that this kind of is coming from a perspective of Celestials do not see gender as a hang-up in any way. This dude happens to be with another male.
Oh,
it's
so
not
he
unusual. Samkiel has also had male lovers.
Oh, so this is more about two friends and having feelings for your friend.
Yeah.
And you can't because your friend is already in another relationship.
He has a boyfriend. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not stopped a bunch of people before.
Right. Okay. So she's calling him out for that. And then the Dream Eaters take Xavier and Cameron, and Reggie releases her. And they go up to find the map. And that's where Samkiel is on a bed with like 4 or 5 of these Dream Eaters to keep him subdued. Diana's talking with Reggie, and Reggie just seems to be a bit of a matchmaker. He's really scheming a lot throughout this book in order to get things to play out the way that he thinks it should for the greater good. And it also kind of clues me into why him and his kind, the Fates, were probably locked away because of how much control that they had on how things played out.
Knowledge is power. And they had a lot of knowledge.
And while I agree with Reggie and his choices, I can see where the other side, or maybe Samkiel's dad, why they were very aggressive and murdered off all of his family.
Well, and bear in mind, Samkiel's dad built a place for Reggie to be imprisoned, that little pocket dimension, but I don't think it was meant as torture for Reggie.
No, Samkiel's verbiage of that place versus Diana's is very different. Diana called it a prison, and I will release you. I need you to do this, and then you're just free, like you used to be, and all of these things, right? Samkiel later in these chapters says, well, my dad built this place for him. And he words it almost like in a way of, it's just for him to hang out. Just stay over here. Samkiel didn't seem to view it as a prison.
I think Samkiel sees it in a way similar to how Ashram, is that the place that's like Earth?
No clue. It starts with an A.
Yeah, whatever. I think Samkiel sees it as a similar thing to that world for what they did for humanity in these Celestials, is they provided them a place to be safe.
Oh, yeah, that is what kind of happened. And then Samkiel is about keeping them locked away from each other. This is your little place, and this is your little place. Like, you get a car, you get a car.
Wait, who's you get a car? Is Samkiel Oprah?
Yes.
I don't think that's a good thing to say. Oprah's a problem. How dare
Yeah, she is a problem, isn't she?
Yeah. I kind of was going to set you up, and I thought, nah, later on we'll overthink this one.
Do you think the end of this series is all of these realms being opened up to each other?
Oh, I think that happens before the end. I think
is that a good or bad thing?
I'm on the side of people getting to make decisions for themselves that do not negatively impact groups of other people.
And that they just imprison the big bad guys?
Okay, so this is where I'm going to be a little problematic. I kind of hope they just murder them.
Oh, okay. That would be easy solution. How
Well, I don't know
you
about
just
easy.
stop existing, and then all these realms can be open. Samkiel's no longer burdened by keeping this role that he has to, keeping them all locked away.
Here's the thing, too. I think Samkiel needs to be demoted a little.
How so?
And I think all of these people need to be demoted a little. Having one overarching power figure for everybody is a problem. He can't possibly do what's in the best interest of everybody there. But if you're capable of setting up this world and this dimension that's just perfect for this group of people, then you could do so for this other group of people as well. The only people whom you need to eliminate are those who wish to take over areas that don't require their input. Because I don't think that you can make universally positive or universally negative decisions.
Yeah, like each realm, each of these little worlds just take care of themselves.
Yeah, why not?
And then we get rid of this bad King of Kings guy.
Yeah, I think having realms established for each group of people would be totally fine and allow movement that's free between those realms.
I think I'm on board with that, other than it can be a problem to some of the weaker beings. But humans and celestials have been living together, not in peace. It was very confusing because Dianna at the beginning of the last book was very worried about her sister interacting with celestials.
To be fair, she was sort of indoctrinated to believe that they were the devil.
Fair, but also celestials felt the same about... No, celestials... Yeah, celestials and humans have been living together.
Yeah, they seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, they have been. Just seeing more things.
They do seem to kind of infantilize humans a little bit, but I think it's less to do with their brain power or ability to think through a situation and more so due to their frailty.
Yeah, I think I'm getting that. But they do value their thoughts and opinions because a lot of Samkiel having a publicist was to endear him to the humans.
Yeah, I completely agree. They're manipulating the humans a little.
No, yeah, I guess. Especially when you have this God King, this God that you're trying to endear to the humans, and the whole time behind the scenes, he's actually making decisions that aren't best for the humans, but best for his girlfriend.
To be fair, it would be a shit job. If God showed up today, I would be one of the people who would have an issue with him and be like, oh, so we still have all these children dying and school shootings happening and, war that seems a little unnecessary. What are you doing?
I love the fact that we do get this little detail of if God came back today, he would need a publicist.
He fucking would. If he wanted my support, which I'm sure is right up on the top of his list.
Especially after...
Wait, not even his, her list even. I don't care. It could be a her. It could be they. It could be a non-binary God. I'm sure it would be.
But you have this massive broadcasting of this woman being killed on live TV and this thing saying just like, hey, gods are real, talking about this whole story online. And just as a human, just what the hell is going on in my world? And all of a sudden you have Samkiel who's just like, I am a god. I am here to save you. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't think any of this was even real.
Also, why haven't you been saving us for 1,000 years?
And the publicist is like, Samkiel, you got to wear them jeans like you did back at the fairgrounds. That will help you.
He's like, please, get in the Canadian tuxedo.
He wasn't
Seem
that
approachable. Yeah. He's all denimed out. And you know what? He's like, I know how we're going to make you seem like an everyman. Just trim your beard a little bit. And I like to assume it's like a political commercial where he's just in all denim, splitting logs. And you just come up to him from behind, and then he turns around, and he kind of smiles at the camera. He's like, hi, I'm Samkiel, and I'm your god. Now, there's been some nasty rumors going around about how I don't actually care.
But it's like the tight denim jeans and his massive hog, and it's just like...
They sewed a third leg onto the front of it that's just closed on the end. There's no foot, but it comes down just below his knee. He's like, hi, and as he swings around to the camera, it kind of flops around.
But the axe is going with it in the direction.
The tree actually just explodes that he was splitting. As his cock just hits it from the side, the whole thing just explodes. Hi, I'm Samkiel. Some of you may know me as Liam. I love your fairgrounds and loud children. I would enjoy this so much if they decided to just throw a political ad out there. It's like,
they kind of did.
Paid by the Celestials, endorsing Samkiel.
Didn't we get to hear it?
Kind of, yeah, but they didn't do this. This would have been more fun for me.
You're right. He was more easing everybody's worries of like, hey, everything's fine.
And he's out there signing babies and kissing guns. He's like, now I know some of you are God-fearing humans. What I love about that is that I have power over you. Have I ever beheaded somebody live on TV? Nope. But I'm going to.
It makes also what Logan says later in these chapters really funny because he's like, you're actually better than the rest of them. The other gods aren't this nice.
Which he says after Samkiel's like, you're my best friend and I will grant you a favor. How gracious of me.
Yeah, he does call him his best friend, but yet he has this power over them where his best friend is uncomfortable to talk to him about like, could we be free later after all this? Wow, I didn't really make the connection of how you can't have that friendship. Like, I think it's sweet that Samkiel thinks he does have these friends, but the amount of power that he has over them still.
Correct. It's why he is a solitary existence and why he needs an equal.
And it was incredible that we got to see Logan's POV on how Dianna is his equal.
Dude, when we get to that point in this, I'm so excited to talk about it because it was amazing. A lot of interesting points in this book. What I would like to bring up too, what I love about Samkiel finally getting an equal is it is the first time that he will not be in solitude.
Like true solid, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really all you need. I think it kind of parallels humanity in a way. We can have lots of friends. We as people, you could get as many as you'd like. Most of those friends, there will be a dynamic involved that is either power or influence that makes it sort of unequal. If it's somebody at work, even if you guys are in the same position, you may see them as more of an authority on this or that subject. Therefore, you will feel as though your input is less valuable than theirs or their input is less valuable than yours. The only true 50-50 friendship that I think I have is you.
Yeah, I think so. And that'd be really weird if you had some bros or any female friends that were...
If I had any female friends, it would be weird anyway. I don't have female friends. I have you.
It's all you need. Just me. That's all you have.
It's more than I deserve.
Wait, we need to get back kind of on track. Samkiel has male friendships that he's now showing an interest in. He wasn't in the last book, and that was kind of hurting their feelings a little bit. But he does have this power imbalance that we're really reminded of when you have somebody asking for freedom. It wasn't asking for some vacation days. It was his life.
Release
freedom.
Me.
His wife and love's safety in the hands of Samkiel. And when he's just like, yeah, man, you can have that. And he's just like, whoa, really?
You're a great friend.
Wow. I didn't see that coming. You sure you're going to be okay without me? He's like, yeah, we'll be fine. I actually can just make Celestials be my slaves. You going off and living your life.
Indentured servants, not slaves.
Because they're paid? Is Logan paid?
I believe slavery is also indentured servitude. So I don't necessarily know if you're paying an indentured servant.
Oh, he also signed up for this. Logan and Vincent, they all did sign up. This was a choice to enter into
They'd like to be released from the contract is kind of the idea. I look at it more like a lease. If you sign a lease for a home or an apartment and then you get transferred to go work somewhere else, you have to ask them to be released from that. They're not obligated to let you go.
Like your military contract. You are signing your life away.
There you go.
And you want out of it early.
Yeah, they just signed up for like ever as opposed to 6 years at a time.
And Uncle Sam is just like, yeah, you can just go. And you're like, what?
And it's still Uncle Sam that he's talking to. Uncle Samkiel wants you.
Uncle Sam. I hate how much I like that.
I can't believe how much you like that. I'm going to really ride this high for a minute.
Because that is kind of who Samkiel... No, he's not. I got to rein it in. I got to check myself.
Yeah.
Samkiel is better than I'm painting him out to be right now.
Oh, but it would be so much fun if they would have done an ad where he was like George W. Bush, where he's like, now them terrorizers killed that lady on TV, and they misunderestimated me when they didn't think I'd find him and get him. Watch this drive. It's a golf ball. That would be sick. Oh, man.
That's because Samkiel fired his publicist. He's fired several people.
And that's where... Has he replaced them with qualified people or just people he's putting in his cabinet that he kind of likes?
I don't think he replaces these people. Do you think we're going to have a moment of Samkiel being humbled? Like, we're seeing that he's understanding Dianna and her place. And he's warming up to... Oh my gosh, I just really didn't realize the power imbalance that Samkiel has on everybody.
So I think he's going to get some understanding through his love of Dianna. And then I think if they have a baby is where he's going to get the full boat. Because I would say that I gained empathy more so through a position of being a woman from you. Even though I was raised entirely by women and they did a lot of building on that. Credit.
Yeah, because you'll never understand the woman experience, just like Samkiel will never understand a non-God experience.
Correct. But you can hope to gain some level of understanding through what people are able to share with you. And the more you value that person, the more that their sharing of that will impart on you.
Where are we at in our chapters?
We're in like chapter 35.
Yeah, somewhere in
You're
there.
right. We got to keep moving. I'm really fucking this up.
We have to get to 61.
Yeah, and we're fine. Keep going. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we're almost done with these. So Dianna was in the room looking for the map. She's talking with Reggie. Samkiel's on the bed. The Dream Eaters have him subdued. She finds the map, but while also finding it, she's also looking for her ring that was taken for her weapon.
Reggie tells her where it is.
I think Reggie planted the photo booth photos. There was some book with the photos being used as a bookmark.
It was on his desk. I think Samkiel legitimately is just yearning for her.
Sure, but I think Reggie is meddling a little bit of, how about we look over here? One might see photos that remind you of what it was like being in love. I think Reggie's meddling a little bit.
He's the ghost of Christmas past?
Yeah. He's just like, ooh, and he's just like sitting there watching her have this memory flashback to them back at the festival. He's like, it's working. And then it cuts to her burning in flames. And Reggie's like, fuck, how do I do this now? And so then that's when Reggie's next plan is for her to go out with Cameron and Xavier. He's like, all right, this is going to work. He's like, fuck, it didn't work. And then he goes on to the next one.
I think he's giving her an opportunity to find all of these things. I don't know that he's placing them, but I love that he's kind of directing her in that direction. What I really want to touch on here is she also talks to Gary Wright.
A dream thing.
The Dream Eater. But yeah, no, the king of the Dream Eaters, Gary Wright.
Yeah, and how they serve whoever's in power. And right now, that's Dianna.
And she's like, it has nothing to do with the fact that I was going to murder all of you. And he's like, nope, not at all. Not at all. Trying to play it cool. And he's like, it takes 3 or 4 of my best, strongest Dream Eaters to contain him. And then it's like, Reggie's like, also, I'm helping because they can't fucking do this on their own. And Samkiel's still bucking that chain. Like, he's fighting.
Because he's in his dream. We get his POV. He realizes that he is detained by the Dream Eaters.
He's like, you're not my daddy.
Reggie tells him that this is needed for Dianna before the true king arrives. Then Samkiel is awake and he saves his boys. Xavier is trapped in his nightmare. And that's what made me think of the song Captain Platonic on TikTok. Do you remember this song?
No.
It's this girl saying the reason that women and children go first is because the boys are back on the ship wanting to kiss each other.
Kissing. Yes, I do remember this.
And it seemed like this scene is all about this, we're just friends. There's nothing more. I don't want more. Because if Xavier is the one trapped in the nightmare, it's Cameron who's the one that's battling this, seeing his friend in this nightmare.
I completely get it. And later on, I love that this is addressed with Dianna.
Yeah.
She's
like, kind of just calling it out.
Evil.
Oh, like, who's evil?
Dianna. Oh. In the sense that he had to relive. It's not a dream. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And it's addressed later what it is.
Yep.
And it's so sad.
Haunting. Horrible. Chapters 37 through 39. Samkiel and the Hand go to a masquerade ball that is for the mortals, and they must attend. This is part of the show them that you are so relatable and down to earth that you come to these events. And I'm just realizing now that maybe this is intended to show the growth of Samkiel because he didn't go do these things in the past.
It's showing the importance he's actually putting on this and understanding his position.
Oh, yeah. It didn't click until right now.
Yeah, it's perfect.
In the moment, I was just like, why is he here? It's important to be at these things. We get Logan's POV. Marissa told him that there are many sinkholes. And he's just like, wait, what? Nobody's told me this. Like, why didn't you tell us? She's like, I did tell you. I told Vincent. And then he's like, I bet Vincent was too busy. There were other things going on. And that he handled this problem himself, which he supposedly did. I think Marissa even says that he went and he visited these places to check on them. And Logan's like, I know this map pretty well. This map lines up with these sinkholes on where these portal things are, these rifts. So he, on his own, goes to visit them. And he finds Tobias is using dead people to move iron.
Yep.
And Dianna shows up because she now has the map also. She's like, I'm going to go to these places on the map. And she actually used her fangs on him. She's like telling him to leave and all this. And I thought it was going to be I'm going to get you. No, she actually like gets him.
Did she?
Yeah.
I thought
it started to heal on his neck.
Yeah. I thought it was more of like a warning, like a nip. Like she nipped him and he's like, okay, fine.
Think of the awkwardness of really getting that close and personal to somebody's neck.
Yeah, no, it's not for me. I don't want that.
Like just a sexy woman and be like, I'm going to get you. And she shows her fangs and there's...
Baby, you show your fangs, I'll put my neck in your mouth.
That kind of happens later with Samkiel. She actually goes after him with her fangs and then she like pulls back and then she starts sucking on his neck. And it's just like, ooh, actually, this is how I'm going to get you.
To be fair, it's probably more effective.
Yeah,
all his brain blood will go to his boner, and then she can manipulate him easier.
It's just this tension going on between the two of them. But in this moment, she actually did use her fangs on him.
I think overall it was a sweet moment, because he's like, you're not going to fucking kill me. And she's like, yeah, I'm evil. And he's like, no, you're kind of not. Like, you've been
I'm so bad.
Yeah, he's like, you didn't murder. She's like, you remember what I did to Cameron? And he's like, yeah, you fucking missed all the vital shit like you were trained to do. Like, you weren't trying to kill him. We know that you're not actually that evil. He's like, my boy Samkiel fucking loves you. He's like, love is the most powerful magic of all. It was a My Little Pony moment.
It was, but I do like that we get this duo.
I totally agree.
To show Logan why she's such a good fit.
Well, yes, and then Logan goes feral. He's like, I smell Nevera.
I smell my woman.
Yeah, and he does. And he's like, I'm going to get her. And Diana's like, fucking stop it. You're going to cause us to be dead.
Yeah, I don't think that he smells her quite yet because they're still in this one area, this one realm. And a creature sees them. He tries to stop her from going through the slowest closing portal. Yeah, that's when. The portal is slowly closing and they have this incredibly long discussion. They go through it, and they decide to go together. Logan is glowing cerulean blue. An odd detail, and I realize I've been imagining this entire book, movie in my head in black and white.
Oh, that's a less interesting way to imagine this book.
There's not a lot of color. Like, they have their...
blue, red, and then yellow eyes later on.
That's about it. There's very little color going on in this book, and I've kind of washed it all out.
I think you're probably going through what I go through in the books where color is a big thing. I'm fine with this. This has not, and it's not been one time that it has really bothered me, which is kind of unique. Red is brought up a lot, but so is blue. And for the red, it doesn't, I don't know, it hasn't set me off the same way it did in the other books.
The Empyrean series was the same. I had a lot of grayscale imagery, a lot of washed out colors. Akatar series, that was more colorful.
Yeah. And there's one Brandon Sanderson book that was like that too that I'm not a fan of.
But here we have the Celestials are blue, and it made me think of the Avatar people.
But they've been saying that the whole time. Every time the Celestials are brought up, it's blue. There's blue light. Yes. Specifically cerulean.
But I don't think I imagined their skin was so glowy, though.
They emit a cerulean light.
Yes.
And then their armor is silver.
And that's when they cross through it. He can sense Nevera. He's going a little feral. She has to rein him in. And we learn with the soul bond, your power becomes theirs and vice versa. That would be why Samkiel and Dianna would be unstoppable as a combined force.
From what we know now, to be fair, if the other guy is just twice as powerful as them, they're stoppable. So
fair.
We did learn that. Like Diana's arms, we got to cleave this one.
Her arms, oh right. She lost an arm. We got long-winded, and the next one's going to be coming out in a couple days.
I'll see you in part 2, motherfuckers. Open your legs and close your books. It's over.
No.
Thank you guys for supporting us. It's been a good time. If you'd like more,
follow us here, TikTok or Instagram. Fable, if you want to join our book club. Patreon, if you want episodes early.
Dropping on Tuesdays if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Episodes are releasing on Tuesdays. If there's a two-parter, it's going to be on Thursdays.
We accept 5-star reviews and nothing less. If you leave something less, you're a motherfucker.
No!
Oh.
Honest reviews.
Not that honest. Only leave a review if you're willing to be a 5-star honest person. Should we come up with something mean to say to him on the way out? I kind of want to pick on him.
No, I won't say love you. Bye.
Oh, you can tell him that you love him.
Okay.
I won't.
Love you guys before Ryan bullies you out of here.
I'm fine with most of you. I love you, bye.